sit. We sit comfortably. Let's lengthen from the base of the spine upwards, from the hips to your armpits. Inhale, lift your arms. You can exaggerate and take your shoulders back, relax your shoulder blades, and then rest your hands on your thighs, palms facing upwards. So we have lovely alignment for the shoulders, shoulder blades open and flat on your upper back. Chin level, back of the head moving slightly back to elongate your neck. Close your eyes. Notice your whole body, and again make adjustments, any adjustments you need. So if you feel you need to stretch your legs, please do. Just stretch your legs to the front, or if you feel you need to change the cross of your legs, also good. So whatever you need. And then notice your breath. We take a few deep breaths. Inhaling deep into the abdomen, middle chest, upper chest. And as you exhale, exaggerate, draw your tummy muscles in. Exhale fully. And again, inhale, soften your tummy, expand your chest, and as you exhale, draw your tummy muscles in, exhale fully, and so on. Your breath is deep and flowing. And I would like you to count your breath in and your breath out. For example, inhale for count of 4. Take a pause. Exhale for count of 6. Take a pause. And again, inhale for count of 4. Pause. Exhale longer for count of 6. And then pause. And so on. Let's take a few breaths like so. Inhaling for 4. Pause, and then exhale for count of 6. Pause at the end of your exhale. And carry on. We take a few rounds of this breathing technique to calm the mind, to calm the nervous system. Keep counting your breath in, your breath out. Let's do another 2 rounds. Keep counting. And when you finish your all repetitions, come back to your normal breathing pattern. Keep your eyes softly closed and just remind yourself about your intention. We all have intentions. Your intention can be very small or very big. Your intention can be just for this yoga class, or for a day, for a few days ahead. And if you are in doubt, ask yourself how you committed to yourself, how you committed to your health, and find the inspiration in your answer. And keep your breath deep, flowing. On your next inhale, Open your eyes, then relax your arms, relax your legs, and please come on your all fours with a gentle warm up for the back. So hold the block to the side, with your hands beneath your shoulders, knees directly beneath the hips. Turn your toes under. Inhale and lengthen. Let's move arms forward, the hips back, lengthening through the sides, and then soften and melt between your shoulder blades. Inhale and look up. And as you exhale next, chin to your chest and round. Exhale fully. Inhale, abdomen down. Lift your heart, look upwards. And again, exhale and round. Inhale, abdomen down. Look up. We do twice more like so. Again, exhale and round. Inhale, abdomen down. Look up. Well done. Last round. Great. And when you finish, bring your back parallel to the floor in neutral position. Let's step back with the knees or move your hands forward where you have more space on your yoga mat, and then come up to down facing dog. Lift your hips high, squeeze your arms, hands, arms and your shoulders towards each other. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push the hips high as you can towards the ceiling. Then squat walk a few times. Just check how you feel. How's the back of the legs? How's your hamstrings doing? How's the back of the calves? Give them a little gentle stretch. Gentle stretch. Don't work very hard. Keep your hips lifted. Lovely, lovely stretch. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes, look between your hands, bend your knees and walk towards your hands into your forward bend. Make space between your feet, hips width apart, a little wider. Check the back of the pelvis, tipping forward, bend your knees more if you need, especially if you have tight hamstrings. That's okay, just bend your knees forward, allow the pelvis to tip forward. This is kind for your lower back. Squeeze the legs, then move your hands to the hips. With your hands, encourage your hips to draw in towards the middle of the pelvis. Lift your elbows, shoulders, lift your chin, come up standing. Squeeze in the legs, squeeze, 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 come up standing. And then exhale and relax your arms and just roll your shoulders, soften, loosen up, relax. Okay, well done. What I would like you to do, find the block or the brick. If you don't have a block or the brick at home, so just take a couple of cushions from the sofa. And we want to squeeze that block between the inner thighs. So when you do this, I want you to check your feet. Feet parallel, hips width apart. If you need extra width here, just grab maybe blanket and roll the blanket. So you want to see the feet, hips width apart. Okay, so I'm going to stand sideways to you. So this is what we're going to do, little practice. So I'm going to squeeze the legs or hugging this brick or the block with your inner thighs. Okay, and you're going to move the block back using your inner thighs. Let's move the block back and back and back, and you can exaggerate this move. You probably notice you're creating a big curve in the lower back, and that's alright. And then again, hug your block and now move the block forward. Okay, and you do this a few times and you can move out of the alignment. And again, hug the block, maybe just soften your knees a little, move the block back, and then again lengthen the tail and move the block forward. It's okay to bend your knees now as you're moving the block forward, your pelvis tipping forward, and so on. Let's do this a few times. Moving back and forward, moving back and forward. So I want you to notice that your pelvis is moving when you do this. And it's okay, we're just exaggerating, move out of the alignment. Okay, and again moving back. Okay, well done. Keep moving, use your inner thighs, hug this block and move the block forward and then back. Okay, well done. Lovely, let's do once more. Moving back, then forward, and then relax. Taking the block into your hands and relax your legs. Just shake your legs, shake, shake, shake. Okay, great. Now we're not going to exaggerate. Okay, bring the block between your inner thighs again, or what you have, what you're using, the blanket or couple of cushions. Okay, let's again take hands to the hips. We're going to hug the block with the inner thighs, and let's check on the side. Raise the hips. The hips should be above your ankles. If your hips in front of your ankles, what you do, you maybe lift your toes upwards first, and then with your inner thighs move the block back and back and back until you feel or you see that your hips above your ankles. So we're going to keep the hips there, hug the block stronger, drawing the legs towards the midline. Okay, now a little bit of tailbone between the sitting bones. Not so much when you flatten your back, not like so. We don't want to exaggerate now. So we're not exaggerating. We're keeping the hips there above your ankles. A little bit of curve and a little bit of tailbone, just to feel that your tummy muscles start to engage. You draw in, tummy muscles in, take your shoulders back, relax your neck, take your ears slightly back. And again, check your legs. Draw the legs, hug this block. Okay, so you have good alignment, the hips above your ankles, shoulders above the hips. Let's relax arms by the side, palms facing forward. So when your palms facing forward, again, you're helping your shoulder blades being flat and open there. Open on your upper back. Okay, open in the front of the chest. Okay, well done. And just stay here for a moment. If you still have your toes lifted, try to relax your toes. Okay, if you notice the weight of your body moved forward, so what you do, you hug the block stronger and again move the block back. Okay, hips above your ankles, little bit of tailbone, tummy muscles engaged, shoulders above the hips, crown of the head reaching upwards, and we're thinking about moving the ears slightly back. So we want to keep neck long and soft. And if you would practice this by the side of the mirror, you can see this. You can see that the crown of the head above your shoulders, shoulders above the hips, and your hips above your ankles. Without mirror, we're just practicing and developing that awareness, moving the body back into the good alignment, in our human gravity line. When the crown of the head above your shoulders, shoulders above the hips, and the hips above your ankles. Hug the block a little stronger. I want you to keep steady foundation, steady legs, just keeping that awareness, drawing towards the midline. So the legs, your hips drawing towards the midline. Let's take another deep breath. Great. And then relax. Take the block into your hands, shake it off. Well done. So this is very easy practice in yoga, this posture called Tadasana or mountain pose. And you can practice this mountain pose during the day. For example, I recommend put the kettle on, what you're going to wait for a couple of minutes until the kettle boils. And you practice that in the kitchen. So this is nice. Even without block, you're going to move the hips back, shoulders back, opening, and bring your body back into the good posture, into the good alignment. So try that. Now move the block to the side. Okay. Come to the front of your mat. And we do little movements to stretch the rest of the body. Okay. Feet parallel, hips width apart. Bring your hands to your heart. And remind yourself about this good alignment which you practice in the mountain pose. So the hips back, hips above your ankles. A little bit of tailbone to engage your tummy muscles, shoulders back. Neck is soft, the crown of the head reaching upwards. Now inhale. And as you exhale, relax your arms. Inhale, gentle back bend, or just reaching upwards. And as you exhale, forward bend. Bend your knees if you need. Touch the floor or your shins. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. And we do another 4 rounds like so. And again, inhale, stretch forward. It's okay to have your knees bent. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. And again, inhale, lengthen the energy on the legs like you're squeezing the block between your inner thighs. Exhale, bow, twice more. Again, inhale, stretch, strong legs, hips moving back. Exhale, bow a little deeper. We do it again. Once more. Inhale, stretch, strong legs. Exhale, bow even deeper. Now move your hands by the side of your heels and step back with your right foot back. High leg lunge, squeeze the legs towards the midline, lengthen the tailbone, lift your chest, take a deep breath. Inhale, And as you exhale, stepping back into the plank or half plank, squeeze your arms, draw the shoulder blades deeper into the upper back. Think about your legs, the block between your inner thighs. Hug imaginary block. Lengthen the tailbone and look straight. If it's too much, bring your knees down. That's okay, just to take your knees down. Inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward. Knees, elbows, or just bend your elbows back. Lie down on your tummy. Point your toes back. And we come up halfway to raised cobra. Lengthen the tailbone. Come up halfway to raised cobra. Soften your buttocks. Move your shoulders down, away from your ears. Do double chin, look straight. Inhale. And as you exhale, drag your hands back and stretch forward with the shoulder blades. Carry your heart forward. Stretch, stretch. Shoulders lifted, toes under. Down facing dog. Or come on your all fours. And then down facing dog. Push the hips high. Finger pads pressing into the floor. Press, press, press. And imagine again that block between your inner thighs. Hug the block, imaginary block, and move your inner thighs back. Gives you a little bit more space for the lower back, for the hips. On your next inhale, on your tiptoes, look between your hands, right leg up, step forward, this is one possibility. Or another possibility, knees down, and then step forward with your right. Take it easy if you need. Lift your heart, take a deep breath. Maybe even straighten your back leg. Engage your core muscles. Step forward, forward bend. Space between your feet, hips width apart or wider. Squeeze the legs. Press down with your feet, come up with strong legs. Inhale, lift. Salute to the sun. Exhale, hands to your heart. You back to your Tadasana. Let's check the posture again. Hips above your ankles. Lift your toes up if you need. Move the hips back. More if you need it. Deep breath in. Exhale, relax your arms. Inhale, gentle back stretch. Exhale, forward bend. Strong legs. Inhale on your finger pads and stretch forward. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. Hands by the side of your heels. Left foot back. High leg lunge or lower leg lunge. Take a deep breath. Stepping back into the plank or half plank. Choose your option. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your shoulders, lift your tummy muscles, lengthen the tailbone to your heels. Deep breath in. Exhale, lean forward, knees, elbows, or just bend your elbows. Point your toes back. Come up slow to raised cobra. It doesn't matter how far. Lengthening the tailbone, shoulders lower. Double chin, lift your chin. Inhale. And as you exhale, with the shoulder blades, carry your heart forward, stretch you away from the hips. Toes under, down facing dog. Deep breath. Maybe start again with your knees bent. Imagine the block between your inner thighs. Squeeze the block and with your inner thighs, move imaginary block back. And stretch. Enjoy the stretch. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes. Look between your hands, left leg up and step forward. Big step forward or help with your hand. Helping with your hand is good. Take a deep breath. Engage your core muscles and step into your forward bend. Space between your feet, hips width apart or wider. Squeeze the legs, press down with your feet, come up. Salute to the sun. Exhale, hands to your heart. Check it again. Hips above your ankles. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax your arms. Inhale. Stretch. Exhale. Forward bend. Strong legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Touch the floor. Inhale on your finger pads and stretch. Exhale. Bow. Hands by the side of your heels. Right foot back. Deep breath. We're going to bring the right knee down on the floor. If you're knee sensitive, grab the blanket now. Place the blanket under your knee. So make sure that you're comfortable. Squeeze the legs. Come up with your hands on your front knee. We're going to crescent moon pose. Let's think about the lower back first. Squeeze the hips. Lengthen the tailbone. Strong tummy muscles. And then stretch your arms. Take a deep breath. Lift your chest. Curl back as far as you can. Opening the front of the body. Breathing deeply into your chest. Squeeze the legs towards the midline. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Touch the floor. Step it back to down facing dog. And let's spot walk in down facing dog. Bend your right knee, then the left. Hips lifting high. And maybe move your hips from side to side, just a little. Just to loosen up. Around the lower back a little bit more. We're going to change side when you're ready. On your tiptoes, look between your hands. Right leg up. Step forward, big step forward. Help with your hand. It's good to help with your hand. You want right foot back where you started. Now left knee down on the floor. Squeeze the legs. Check if you need blanket for your left knee. If you need sensitive, place the blanket there. Come up with your hands on your front knee. Lots and lots of tailbone, tummy muscles engaged, and stretch your arms. Deep breathing into your chest. Front hip still moving forward. Press your back foot into the floor stronger and have a good stretch. Don't worry to go far. Breathe into your chest. Expand your chest with the inhale. Another deep breath. And then squeeze the legs. Touch the floor, stepping back to down facing dog. And again, spot walk. Few times, bend your right knee, then the left. Move the hips from side to side, loosen up. Lovely. Now thinking about your plank or half plank, choose your option. Don't worry to do everything. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades. Tailbone lengthening into your heels. Inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward. Knees, elbows, or bend your elbows. Lie down. Point your toes back. We come up to raised cobra slow. Lengthening the tailbone, shoulders lower. Do the double chin, then lift your chin a little. Inhale. And as you exhale, drag your hands back and stretch forward. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Shoulders lifted. Toes under, down facing dog. Breathe. Check your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Claw the floor with your finger pads. And then squeeze an imaginary block between your inner thighs and move the block back. Lovely stretch. Now inhale on your tiptoes. Bring your knees down to the floor. Looking at your hands. We're going to step forward with the left foot. Left foot outside of your left hand. Okay. Hold the floor with your finger pads. Okay. If you feel okay, this is too much in the lower leg lunge, you need to hold the block. I'll show you how to do it. So you take the block or the brick and you just hold it here. If it's too much for your hips. Okay, and we're going to do cat and cow stretch. And we're going to do this. Watch me for a moment. When we're moving the hips back, this is where you're going to do your cow stretch. Just with one leg. And then the cat stretch, lengthening the tailbone, lifting your tummy muscles. And when you do this cat stretch, you're going to move the hip forward and forward and forward. Maybe move the block forward or your hands forward if you have just hands. And you soften. And again, you're moving your hands beneath your face or the block. And we're going to move like so 4 times on each side. So let's do it together. Holding the floor with your finger pads or the block if you need more space. Let's move the hips back first. Hips moving back. You're doing your cow stretch. Lifting the tailbone, creating big curve in the lower back. And then lengthening the tailbone. Lift your tummy muscles. Move your front hip forward, sit a little lower. Maybe move your block forward or your hands. Okay, soften between your shoulder blades. And again, hands beneath your face. Moving the hips back. Lift your chest. Exhale, lengthening the tailbone, tummy lifted. Moving your front hip forward, go lower. Well done. We do twice more. And again, hands beneath your face. Moving the hips back. Lift your chest. Exhale, lengthening the tailbone, tummy muscles in. Moving your front hip forward. Walk your hands forward or the block forward. Soften between your shoulder blades. And once more. Again, moving the hips back like you do the cow stretch. And then like you do cat stretch, moving the hip forward. And then walk your hands, soften between your shoulder blades. Squeeze that left knee to your left shoulder. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Well done. And then move your hands beneath your face. Step back on your all fours. Step back, you are on your all fours. Blanket for your knees if you need. And we're going to roll the hips. So this is nice. Nice and gentle movement. We're going to loosen up a little before moving to the other leg. Okay, nice. Just check how you feel. All the sensations. Start to stretch a little bit more around the hips and the lower back. Brilliant. And then look at your hands. Now right foot forward. Right foot outside of your right hand. Okay, grab the block again if you need. Hold the block if you need it. Or just the finger pads on the floor. We start moving the hips back. Hips back. Lift your chest. Lift your tailbone. Exhale, tailbone, tummy muscles lifted, moving the front hip forward, move your hands forward, soften between your shoulder blades, relax your neck. And again, hands beneath your face, move the hips back, the cow stretch. Exhale, the cat stretch, front hip moving forward, hands forward, soften between your shoulder blades. And again, inhale, look up. Exhale, round, moving the front hip forward, soften between your shoulder blades, go lower. We do once more again, lift your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, lengthen. Front hip moving forward, hands moving forward. Soften, melt between your shoulder blades. And now squeeze that right knee to your right shoulder, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lovely stretch, and then move your hands beneath your face. Step back on all fours. And again we do this little rolling movements. This is nice, nice and easy for the hips. Okay. After strong stretches, this is nice. Few times one direction, then few times in another direction. Well done. Very good. And then we come up to down facing dog. So make more space between your hands and your knees and come up. Down facing dog. Push the hips high. Squeeze your shoulder blades at the back. Again, imagine the block between your inner thighs. You're squeezing that imaginary block and moving the inner thighs back. Okay, you have a good stretch there. Deep breath. Tummy muscles lifted. We need core muscles to support the back. Well done. And then inhale. On your tiptoes, look between your hands, bend your knees and walk towards your hands. Into your forward bend. Walk in. Make space between your feet, hips width apart or wider. Bend your knees forward if you need. Squeeze the legs and come up. Inhale, lift. Salute to the sun. Exhale. Hands to your heart. Take a deep breath. And then relax your arms, palms facing forward. We're going to check the alignment again. Good alignment with the hips. Hips above your ankles. If they're not there, lift your toes up. Draw the legs in, move the hips back. Open your shoulders. A little bit of tailbone. Relax your neck, crown of the head reaching upwards. Just again, reminding yourself about good alignment when you stand. Another deep breath. Well done. And then relax. And shake your legs. Relax. Shake it off. Well done. Oh, Lulu, you having a good stretch as well. Okay, so what I want you to do, just watch me for the next one. Lulu, I'm with my mat. You can go back to your place. Yeah, go back. Well done. So this is what we're going to do next. I want us to work a little bit more on the core stability. And I'll show you what to do in down facing dog, but if you feel down facing dog is too much for you, you can do probably the same, placing your hands or holding the back of the chair or holding the table. So this is what I want us to try to do. So when you are in down facing dog, you're going to stretch one leg up, and as you exhale, you're going to draw your knee to your forehead. At the same time, you're going to squeeze your tummy muscles in, and then again inhale and stretch. So you're going to do it on exhale. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze your tummy muscles in, and then inhale and stretch. So let's try. We're going to do 5 rounds on one leg, then 5 rounds on the other leg. We're going to have a break and then repeat again. But please do not make yourself very tight. Okay? So come on your all fours, if that's okay. And come up to down facing dog. So your usual down facing dog. Look at your hands, spread your fingers wide. Claw the floor with your finger pads. Push the hips back. We do right leg first. Right leg up. And as you exhale, knee to your forehead and you squeeze your tummy muscles, lift your tummy muscles up. Inhale and stretch that leg back. And again, exhale, knee to your forehead, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Inhale and stretch. Again, exhale, knee to your forehead. Inhale and stretch. And again, exhale. And then stretch. We do once more. Let's do once more. Exhale. Inhale and stretch. Now place your right foot down. Again, check your shoulders, squeeze your shoulders, lift your tummy muscles. Left leg up. Exhale, knee to your forehead. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Inhale and stretch. And again, exhale. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, squeeze, belly button up. Stretch once more. Exhale. Inhale and stretch up. And then sit into the child pose. Knees down. Take your knees wide. Big toes start touching. And sit back and relax. Relax your breath. Maybe you need to bring your hands beneath your forehead. Please do. Or maybe even the fists. And just take a few breaths to relax, to restore the breath. Great. Don't relax completely. We have another round. So when you're ready for the second round, again, come on your all fours. Knees away from the hips. Okay. And come up to down facing dog. Inhale. Lift your hips. Stretch. Right leg up. And as you exhale, knee to your forehead. Exhale. Inhale and stretch back. Exhale, knee to your forehead. Squeeze your tummy muscles in. Inhale and stretch. Exhale. Squeeze your belly button in. And stretch. Exhale, knee to your forehead. Inhale and stretch. Once more. Exhale. Inhale and stretch. Okay, changing legs. Again, re-engage your arms and your shoulders. Left leg up. Exhale, knee to your forehead. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, squeeze tummy muscles in. And stretch. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, lift your tummy muscles up. Inhale, stretch once more. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Place your foot down. The child pose. Knees down, knees wide. Big toes touching, sit back, relax. And again, make yourself comfortable. Maybe you need to bring your hands beneath your forehead or the fists, or just rest your forehead on your yoga mat and relax. Slow down your breath. Another deep breath. And when you're ready, slowly come up to the sitting. Okay. So I need a drink, so please do drink as well. Keep hydrating yourself before we continue. Okay, have a little break. Okay. So what we're going to do next, it's a pigeon stretch. So let's do it together. Come on your all fours. Again, remind yourself, you don't have to do everything, and take it easy. So we're going to take it easy, listening to the front knee, especially to the front knee in the pigeon stretch. So let's do right foot, not the foot, knee. Let's slide right knee forward to your right hand and your foot just to the left. Just in front of your left knee, and check now, how's your knee doing? Is that okay? Is that appropriate for your knee? If this feels very good, then try to move your foot more forward, and then you flex your foot, spread your toes. Or again, just point your toes somewhere to the side and you fold your leg, and that's okay. So let's do cow stretch and then the cat stretch. So let's do the cow stretch. This is what you do in the cow stretch. Relieve the chest, relieve the tailbone, creating big curve on the lower back. And then the cat stretch, lengthening the tailbone, lift your tummy muscles, and check if you have space for the back knee to move back, so we can go a little lower. But don't worry to do everything. And then go on your elbows. And on your elbows, just check, is that okay? Maybe you need to come back to your hands, and that's okay. Come back to your hands if you need. Okay, we're going to squeeze the hips now. Squeeze the hips at the back. Maybe even take one hand and check the hips level. So we want to keep hips level. Okay, engage your core muscles. Take a moment. Maybe this is your posture. Maybe this is where you want to stay and breathe. Or again, doing subtle movements of the cow stretch. Lifting the chest and your tailbone. Now subtle movement of the cat stretch. Lengthening the tailbone. Lift your tummy muscles. And check again, space for the back knee to move back. Can you go a little low? But don't worry if it's not working for you today. Okay, check your back leg. Your back leg drawing towards the midline. Your back foot, your back shin squeezing towards the midline. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Deep breath. Maybe you can straighten your arms and bring your forehead down. Or maybe you need again to use your hands beneath your forehead. Or you need to come back on your elbows. Also great. So please do adjust your postures. Choose your variation. Squeeze the hips. Lengthen the tailbone and lift your tummy muscles. You want to keep supporting the pelvis with the core muscles. Squeeze your hips in and lift your tummy muscles. Deep breath. Okay, whatever variation you choose. Breathing deeply. Lovely stretch for the lower back, for the hips, for sciatica nerve. We will try to create more space and stability, and at the same time flexibility for the lower back and the hips. On your next inhale, lift your head, then move your hands to your front knee and take a deep breath in and push back to down facing dog. Inhale, step back and spot walking down facing dog. Move the hips from side to side, loosen up a little. Great. Just check how you feel. Compare the sides of the body. And then come back on your all fours. We're going to change side. Now, left knee. Slide into your left hand. And your foot to the side, to the right. And again, checking. Is that okay for your knee? Is that alright? If this feels very comfortable, maybe move your foot slightly forward. Then you have to flex your foot to protect your knee joint. Toes active. Inhale, doing the cow stretch. And then exhale, the cat stretch. Check in space for the back knee to move back. Don't worry, it can be just a tiny, tiny space. And then bring your elbows down. Check how you feel. Is that okay for you? Is that okay for your front knee? Don't worry to do everything. Maybe this is just enough. Stay here in this option and breathe. Or again, doing the cow stretch, lifting the chest, the tailbone. Exhale, tailbone between the sitting bones. Lift your tummy muscles. And again, check space for the back knee to move back. Okay, good, getting a little lower. But don't worry to go far. Okay, stretch your arms, perhaps. Forehead is on the floor or on your hands. So whatever you need. breath is deep and flowing. I want you to check your back leg again. Back leg is not on a holiday. You're thinking about your shin and your foot drawing towards the midline. And again, check your pelvis, a little bit of tailbone, even more tailbone. Tummy muscles lifted. Breathe. Great stretch for all the muscles around your hips, the lower back, the pelvis. On your next inhale, lift your head and then slide your hands to your front knee. Deep breath in, step back to down facing dog. Inhale, step back and again spot walk a few times. Spot walk, loosen up, move the hips from side to side. Brilliant. Lovely stretch. And then come up on your tiptoes. Bring your knees down to the floor. Sit comfortably for a moment. Maybe sit back on your heels to give a little bit more stretch for your ankle joints, for your toes, for the soles of the feet. Okay, and watch me. So we're going to finish lying on the floor with a lovely hamstring stretch. It's going to be nice after all this hip work. So I'm going to bring the belt around the ball of the foot. And perhaps this is just enough, or maybe you can straighten the leg. This is another shape. You're going to stay here for a few breaths, then you're going to change your side, few breaths on another side, and then you're going to move the belt to the side and relax into your Shavasana. Also what you can do in Shavasana, bring your feet together. I'll show you what to do with the block as well. Bring your feet together, allow your knees to drop to the sides. If you have two blocks, you might want to bring each block under your thighs, and that gives you nice support. Or cushions under your thighs and you relax there, just to relax a little bit more around the hips. Okay, so let's try. So grab two blocks if you have two blocks. I'm going to bring another block to show you how to use two blocks. Okay, here we are. So this is for relaxation. And we're going to start with the hamstring stretch. So grab the belt, lie down on the floor, okay, and then bring the belt around your right foot, the ball of the right foot. Let's find that ball of the right foot, the bony part of the foot. Press your hips into the floor and just stretch that right heel up. And then if you can, straighten your left leg. Let's check the lower back. When you straighten the left leg, it's a bit more to ask from the lower back. Let's tip the pelvis forward. Release belt more if you need. Engage your tummy muscles, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Right heel reaching up and the left heel pressing down. And you check your left leg, the inner seam of your left leg spinning downwards. So inner thigh spinning downwards into the floor. Right heel up, the inner thigh of your left leg spinning downwards. You press your left heel into the floor also. And just have a good stretch here. To support your lower back, engage your tummy muscles more. Squeeze your belly button in. Grounding your hips and extending your legs. Good resistance between the belt and your leg. Enjoy the stretch. Check in again the left leg. Don't lose connection with the left leg. Inner seam of your left leg or inner thigh of your left leg spinning downwards. That will help you to create more space for the lower back. That's great. Let's change legs now. Bend your knees, move the belt now to the left foot, body part of your left foot. Okay, check how you feel. Press your hips into the floor. If you can, straighten your right leg. And check in again. Inner seam of your right leg, spinning downwards. inner thigh of your right leg, moving downwards into the floor. Remember that the block between your inner thighs, so that's the energy on your inner thigh when you move the block back. So inner thigh spinning downwards into the floor, hips grounded. Let's check the core muscles. Squeeze your belly button in, having a good stretch. Good stretch for the hips, for the lower back, for the hamstrings. Lots going on. Strong legs. We're creating not only flexibility, also stability and strength. The muscles engaged, supporting your structure. Let's take another deep breath. Lovely. And then bend your legs. Move the belt to the side. Okay. Also, if you need to put your clothes on now, extra clothes like socks, jumpers, please do. Also, you can cover yourself with a blanket. Grab the blanket, and if you have 2 blocks or 2 cushions, then you bend your knees, feet together, and you place shins under your shins or under your thighs where you feel you need more support. And then you relax in your Shavasana. So you have lovely passive stretch here, passive stretch for the lower back and for the hips. Okay, please make adjustments. What do we need? A couple of cushions, cover yourself with a blanket, socks and jumpers, make yourself comfortable, and then lie down and relax. Okay, I will be sitting for you. I'll sit for you and guide you through relaxation. Okay, make yourself comfortable, relax, make all the adjustments you need. Okay. And let's just mentally scan your whole body. Close your eyes and mentally scan your whole body from the crown of the head to the tips of your toes. Just check in the whole body. And if you feel places in your body where you feel uncomfortable or tense, use your long exhalations. Exhale and soften. Letting go of all the unnecessary tension. Exhale, relax and soften into the steady support beneath you. Long exhalations. Exhale and letting go of the weight of your body downwards into the floor, into the steady support beneath you. Just allow yourself to relax. Slow down your breath. Your exhalations longer than your inhalations, so you can really relax on your long exhalations, letting go of all the unnecessary tension. And then again, mentally scan your whole body from the crown of the head to the tips of your toes. And now find the places in your body which feels pleasant. So we're just moving the awareness to the opposite sensations. Noticing the places in your body which feels pleasant. And staying focused on that pleasant sensation. Allow the feeling to spread through the whole body. And as this feeling of well-being spreads, reflect on all the good fortune in your life. Begin with the fact that you have been born human, which comes with embodied consciousness, awareness of your own experience, the capacity to learn, and the ability to communicate with others. Acknowledge gratitude to all those who have nurtured you, starting with Mother Earth and including all who've contributed to your development and sense of worth. Your parents, family, friends, teachers, and spiritual guides. Think of the many ways you've known delight in your body and mind, the ways that your heart has been touched, and the ways you touch the hearts of others. And as this gladdening of the mind deepens, stay connected to the feeling of well-being in your body. And as your mind becomes happier, you notice that your ability to focus becomes easier, and this enhances the feeling of well-being. And when your meditation ends, invite those feelings to stay with you as you go about your daily life. Enjoy your breath. Now, as your relaxation and meditation comes to the end, bring your awareness back to your surroundings, back to the room you are in, to your friends, to your family, to your pets next to you. Deepen your breath. Extend your inhalations, exhalations, reawakening the energy in your body. Then wriggle your toes and your fingers. Slide your legs together, arms by the side of your body, and have a good stretch. Take your arms over your head. Flex your feet and stretch away from the waistline. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And when you feel sufficiently stretched, bend your knees, hug your knees with your hands, gently rock from side to side. Then roll over to your right hand side. Come up to the sitting with your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then slightly lean back just to feel strong support of your back muscles. Support, steadiness of the universe. Close your eyes. Reflect your practice, reflect your intention of the practice. Notice how you feel. Enjoy extra strength, flexibility, and clarity of mind. We finish class with one gentle Om. Exhale first. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart, to the light within you, and open your eyes. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much. Namaste. And have a lovely day.